Ever felt like your child is slipping away? Not in the normal growing up kind of way, but something different. It's a painful, confusing feeling, and it's often dismissed as just a phase. But sometimes, there are subtle, underlying currents at play that are much more serious. Today, we're going to talk about 10 subtle signs that your child might be turning away from you, often due to external pressures or influences, and what you can do to navigate this heartbreaking situation. This isn't about blaming anyone, it's about understanding, reconnecting, and healing. Let's start with the first and often most gut-wrenching sign: sudden emotional distance. One day you share easy hugs, inside jokes, and warm conversations. The next, your child seems cold, tense, or completely withdrawn around you, and there's no clear reason why. That natural affection you once took for granted feels like it's hit a wall. They might pull away from a hug, avoid eye contact, or just seem emotionally shut down in your presence. It's not just teenage moodiness. It's a distinct and jarring shift in the emotional temperature between you, leaving you feeling like you're on the outside looking in. The second sign is a strange one. They start using language that isn't their own. You might hear your child repeating phrases, accusations, or criticisms that sound scripted or oddly adult-like. They might say things like, "You're just trying to manipulate me," or bring up complex financial details with a vocabulary that feels coached. It sounds less like their own feelings and more like they're reciting a script they've heard from someone else. This is a huge red flag because it suggests their thoughts and feelings about you are being shaped by another person's narrative. It's jarring to hear adult grievances coming from your child's mouth. Next, sign number 3, an overprotective loyalty toward the other parent. It's normal for kids to love both parents, but this is different. It's an intense, almost frantic need to defend the other parent, even for small things. They might dismiss your perspective entirely, refuse to listen to your side of a story, or act as if they are the personal guardian of that parent's feelings. If you make a neutral comment, they might react with an outsized defense, as if you've launched a personal attack. This creates a dynamic where they see you and the other parent as opposing sides, and they've been positioned to choose one. This often leads directly into our fourth sign: short, closed-off communication. Your conversations, which used to be lively, are now filled with one-word answers. How was school? Fine. What did you do today? Nothing. But this isn't just typical teenage brevity. It's a noticeable withdrawal of information and affection directed specifically at you. They might talk openly with friends or even the other parent, but with you, the shutters come down. They seem unwilling or unable to share their inner world, creating a profound sense of isolation for you as a parent. Sign number 5 is particularly painful. They hide their affection for you when others are around. In private, you might still catch glimpses of the loving child you know. They might share a smile, a quick hug, or a warm moment. But as soon as the other parent or their relatives are present, that warmth vanishes. They might physically pull away, avoid making eye contact with you, or act indifferent. It's as if they feel they'll be in trouble for showing you affection. This indicates they're navigating a complex emotional minefield, feeling pressured to hide their positive feelings for you to maintain loyalty or avoid conflict elsewhere. Now for sign number 6, exaggerated or distorted memories. You might find that small, normal parenting moments are suddenly retold as major, harmful events. A time you set a boundary about screen time becomes, "You were always controlling." A minor disagreement is reframed as a huge, traumatic fight. It feels like your shared history is being rewritten through a negative lens. This isn't just a matter of differing perspectives. It's a consistent pattern of reframing the past to paint you as the villain, which can be incredibly disorienting and hurtful. Closely related is sign number 7, rejecting positive memories altogether. When you bring up a happy memory, a fun vacation, a special birthday, a time you laughed together, they deny it, downplay it, or insist it wasn't actually a good time. They might say, "I was just pretending to be happy," or "That's not how I remember it at all." By erasing the shared positive history, it reinforces a narrative that the relationship was always bad. This makes it easier for them to justify their current distance and validates the negative story they are being told or telling themselves. Sign number 8 is a big one. They know too much about adult issues. Your child might suddenly show a surprising awareness of your legal situation, financial disagreements, or private marital conflicts. They might bring up details from court documents or repeat things that were said in heated, private arguments they shouldn't have been privy to. This is a clear sign they are being used as a confidant or a messenger, placing them in the middle of adult problems. This is an immense burden for a child, forcing them to take on worries and loyalties that are not theirs to carry. This leads to sign number 9, instant blame. It seems like no matter what happens, you are automatically the one at fault. They accept negative claims about you without question, without asking for your side of the story. The other parent could say you forgot to do something, and your child immediately believes it and gets angry with you, without even considering that it might not be true. There's no benefit of the doubt, no curiosity, just an immediate assumption of your guilt. This shows that their ability to think critically about you has been compromised, and they are primed to see you in a negative light. And finally, sign number 10, significant stress around visitation. A child should look forward to seeing their parent. But you might notice they show noticeable anxiety, guilt, or even fear before or after spending time with you. They might get stomach aches before a visit or seem emotionally exhausted and withdrawn after they return to the other parent. This doesn't mean they don't want to see you. Often, it indicates the intense emotional pressure they are under. They might feel guilty for enjoying their time with you, or anxious about the questioning and debriefing they might face when they leave. So, seeing these signs is terrifying. What can you possibly do? It feels like an uphill battle, but you are not powerless. First, and most importantly, stay steady and calm. Your child is in an emotional storm, and they need you to be their lighthouse. Your consistency, predictability, and unwavering love create a sense of safety. Even if they are pushing you away, your calm presence shows them that your love isn't conditional. Don't react with anger or desperation, as that can unfortunately fuel the negative narrative. Be the safe harbor. Second, privately document these changes. Keep a journal of specific incidents, phrases they use, and shifts in behavior. Note the dates and the context. This is not for confronting your child or using it as a weapon. It's for you, to help you see the patterns clearly. If you eventually need professional help, this factual record will be invaluable, far more effective than just saying, "My child is being distant." Third, and this is crucial, never, ever speak negatively about the other parent to or in front of your child. No matter what you're feeling, your child's presence must be a conflict-free zone. When you maintain that emotional safety, you show your child that your relationship with them is separate from any adult conflicts. Your focus should be solely on nurturing your bond with them, not on winning a battle. Fourth, use gentle, open-ended questions to try and understand their world. Instead of accusatory questions like, "Why are you being so cold to me?" or "Did someone tell you to say that?" Try softer approaches. Ask things like, "It seems like things have felt a bit different between us lately. How does our time together feel for you?" Or, "I'm always here if you want to talk about anything, no pressure." This opens the door for communication without making them feel defensive. Finally, please seek early professional guidance. This is not a situation to handle alone. A child-focused therapist, a family counselor, or a trained mediator can provide strategies and a neutral space for healing. They are trained to see the underlying dynamics and can help you and your child navigate this incredibly difficult terrain before the emotional distance becomes a permanent chasm. Don't wait until it's a full-blown crisis. Early intervention is key. Remember, your child is likely confused, conflicted, and under a pressure they can't articulate. Your steady, unconditional love is their lifeline. Stay strong, stay calm, and focus on the connection you can control, the one between your heart and theirs. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content on navigating complex family dynamics. Take care.